Coming back, excuse me, coming back to do a bit more of a review on the 85mm Nikon AFS-G lens, the 1.8. I've been shooting with it now for the last couple of days. My initial thoughts and impressions were, before I tried it, shooting with it, I thought, yeah, I'm going to quite like this lens. It does look quite nice. I've seen other people's results from it, and I thought, yeah, I'd treat myself, as I said before. So yeah, I've been playing around with it, doing a few shoots. It's mainly portraits that I do, just to get the hang of it, just to see what it's like, how it compares with other lenses that I've tried in the past and used in the past. If you remember, I actually said to you the last time that I spoke, this was my favourite lens. This was the Olympus f1.8 45mm, obviously micro four thirds, you double it, so 90mm as I said before. So the 85mm I knew was going to be close to this. When I say was my favourite lens, that's what I'm getting at. This was my favourite lens up until about 2 or 3 days ago. Then I took delivery of the 85mm. I bought it from Amazon, got a good deal on Amazon, but I'll come on to the pricing in a little while. Yeah, let's put that one down. Not anymore. No longer my favourite lens. My favourite lens now, by far, is the 85mm on the Nikon. It's what they call a telephoto prime. Okay, you can't zoom with it, as I said before. It is a prime lens. Now, I've always associated prime with quality, and I was seeing the results. I got home from a shoot that I did, when was it, Saturday. Didn't get a chance to really look at the shots until yesterday, and they've just blown me away. It's reinvigorated my love for photography just through this one lens. The results, I've even surprised myself. But yeah, what I've actually done, I've prepared a little slideshow that's going to happen obviously at the end of this video to show you some of the shots that I did. All of the shots feature my 3 daughters, Jay, Charlie and Katie. They were shot from anywhere between f1.8 and f4, and probably my favourite shot of the day was one of the shots that I'll show you. It's my middle daughter Charlie with a Parker hood up, and it was shot at 1.8, 1/60th of a second, which I never thought I'd get away with in a million years, because it's an 85mm lens. So I like to really shoot, when I'm using a lens like that, probably 100th of a second, just to stop any camera shake. But yeah, most of the shots had the sun in the background. It was a very sunny day. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so nowhere near sunset, of course. But yeah, it was a great shoot. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, and as I say, I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the results. You've got a lot of backlight, so fill-in flash on most of them. Yeah, so if you want to know the location of the shoot, by the way, it was a little place I know. It was the Naze at Walton on the Naze in Essex. So it's only 20 minutes, 25 minutes up the road for me. But as I say, you go down there, you've got the tower, you park in the car park, you've got the tower, you can take a few shots there if you want to, but the best thing to do is follow the trail that leads down to the beach. There is some crazy, amazing places to shoot in there. So if you ever fancy doing something, any models watching this and you fancy a shoot there, please get in touch, and we can sort something out for you. But anyway, I'll come on to that in a minute. So yeah, this is now what I'm using. 85mm mounted on my Nikon D750. For me, it's a match made in heaven. It's a full frame camera, as you've seen before, and obviously the lens is then mounted on. I'm going to take the hood off just for a second. I'll take the lens off. Keep turning it the wrong way, so used to Canon and Olympus. So yeah, that's the lens itself. Let me put the camera body down. So yeah, metal mounts, as I said before, with a rubber gasket, helps it be a little bit more waterproof. That's not waterproof, weatherproof. Don't dunk this in water, it won't work. So yeah, you've got the little rubber gasket there. That's what the G stands for in the 1.8G lens. Now there was a 1.8D lens, I believe, before this. But as I say, again, great lens, but obviously, you know, technology changes. They bring out different bits and pieces all the time, and this was the replacement, and I'm so glad they did. So yeah, that's the front elements. You can see the aperture blades in there. You see that? Let me see. There we go. Probably see a little bit better now. Can you see the aperture blades? Yeah. You've got 7 aperture blades, so it's not a perfect circle when it comes down to the bokeh in the background. It's I don't know what they call it. It's septagon or something like that. It is quite nicely rounded though, but you can see little aperture points or aperture blade points in the bokeh when you're shooting your 1.8, your probably up until about f4. Then it starts to really sort of milk, lovely milk in the background. It's beautiful. Sharpness with the lens. Actually, before I come on to sharpness, let's get on to focusing first. You've got the little focusing thing here, your little window with how many, basically infinity going up to, I haven't got my glasses on, 0.8 meters. So yeah, it's not a hard stop either, so it will just keep spinning round. So as I say, for those of you that like their dunk and then you can't twist it anymore, it doesn't do that. It is perfectly, it just keeps spinning. Manual, auto switch just there. You got manual stroke auto on one side of the switch. So that means that obviously the camera or the lens will focus automatically for you. But if you decide that, you know, that a little tweak perhaps, or there's something else that you want to focus on, you can override it just by literally doing that. Then you've got your hard switch over there, which sends your lens into a manual one. Not really a lot more I can say about the lens itself. There's 9 elements in 9 groups, so your glass is there. Obviously I've got a filter on there at the moment as well. As I said to you before, I do use filters, but decent quality ones. I found the best quality for me is Hoya. They do all different sorts. I normally go mid-range, but you can spend a lot of money on Hoya filters. So yeah, I just use that to protect it. No difference with UV filters or anything like that. Never really tried polarizing filters. It's something that I may try in the future. But as I say, if I want something like that, I will just put like an ND filter on or something like that. So yeah, so I'll pop that back on the camera so you can see exactly what it looks like. So there we go. Right, get that lined up properly, white to white. And so yeah, that's basically it. That's what it looks like on the camera. Sharpness. I can't get over how sharp this lens is. Right from 1.8, which really surprises me. As I say, I was expecting if the lens was wide open at 1.8, you don't always get. It can be slightly soft at times, but I mean, I've tried it up to around about try it up to around about f8, I should say, and yeah, I can't see any difference. The only difference I see is the bokeh in the background. There is no difference in sharpness from 1.8 to f16. So that's the maximum, by the way, f1.8, minimum f16. So you can do your landscapes and things like that. It's great. 85mm, as I say, on an FX camera, FX being full frame. Put it on a DX, a crop sensor, you're looking 120, the equivalent 127mm, 129mm, something like that. It's 350 grams, so the D750 is quite a light camera anyway. So you're not in a back-breaking situation. Street photography, no, not really going to work. That's basically what I do. Street photography and portraits. Street photography, no. Portraits, definitely. Portraits in the studio, haven't tried it yet. I can guarantee they're going to be stunning. Absolutely superb. Such is the quality of this lens. Done a little price comparison for you, as I say. $329 is what I paid for it on Amazon. I've been looking round. eBay, they start around about $335. Obviously you can get a Japanese or Chinese import. Not overly keen on doing that personally. You never know where you are with the warranty, and is it a grey one? Not the colour, as I say, a grey import. So as I say, I like to buy in the UK if I can. The best one that I've seen so far, and I have been doing a little bit of research, is Wex. Now you wouldn't think so, because if you go onto their website, it comes up at $375. So obviously I paid $329, so you're looking at another 46 quid. This is UK sterling, by the way. If you're in the States, I think Amazon have got them on at the moment for $446, which isn't bad. I don't know what that equivalent is, probably about 300 quid to us here in the UK. But what Wex have got, they've got £50 cashback. So as I say, you can actually buy it from Wex for $375, £50 cashback. Make sure you do use that cashback, and obviously bring it down to $325. If it's something you're thinking of, if you've been sort of umming and ahhing, shall I, shan't I, just do it. Just do it. It's one of those lenses that you won't regret buying. For me, being in the studio, doing portraits, as I say, I haven't been in the studio with this yet. I hope to get in there in the next few days or the next week or so, and get some shots. If you see me out and about and you fancy having your photo taken, I know it's a long shot, but yeah, just come over if I've got my camera. You're more than welcome. We're also going to be up at Comic-Con on the 15th, me and one of my good friends, Kai Haley. You can follow him on Flickr and Facebook as well. That's what, have I talked about my Facebook page? Yeah, probably. Facebook.com/Mark Jacobs Photography. Give me a like. So you can do all that. But as I say, if you're at Comic-Con, if you're dressing up or anything, or you see us around, you'll know it's me because you'll see my face. Yeah, come over. Come and say hello, and especially if you're in character, if you're dressed up or anything, come and say hello, and yeah, have a few shots done, and we'll email them over to you free of charge. Can't get any better than that. So yeah, that's my little review of the Nikon f1.8G 85mm AFS lens. Did I get that right? Yeah, Nikon AFS 1.8 f1.8G lens from Nikon. If you like what you're seeing, I know it's a bit higgledy-piggledy today, I've not been up long, but give us a like. And yeah, so what's going to happen now, you can either subscribe there, or there, as I've said before. What's going to happen now, I'm going to now put some of my photos on the end of this video, so you can see exactly the quality of that lens. Look out for the one with my daughter Charlie in the Parker. As I say, that to me, one of my favourite shots of the day. It shouldn't have worked. It should be totally out of focus. It was shot at a 60th of a second, which is far too slow for an 85mm lens as far as I was concerned. It was real bright backlighting. It was filling flash, but it was one of my favourite shots of the day. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy the little slideshow coming up now, and as I say, please subscribe, tell your friends where we are, follow us on Facebook, come and see us over at Flickr, and yeah.